Hey guys, so today we're talking about eccentric contractions and their corresponding adaptations. Today we're going to cover the description of eccentric contractions. We're going to talk about the adaptations that eccentric contractions might yield, specificities required of eccentric contractions to yield those specific adaptations, and examples of eccentric only or eccentric focused exercises that you can use in your own programs. And we're going to look at specific athletic traits that might improve from a focus on eccentric contractions. If you follow this series, then you've probably already listened to the bit on concentric contractions. And concentric contractions is just when the muscle shortens. Eccentric is a fancy term for when it lengthens. Isometric is when there's no change of size at all. There's no lengthening, there's no shortening. It's just you're straining against something, but it's not moving. Here are some of the adaptations that might happen from eccentric contractions. There's going to be a reduction in spinal inhibition and increases in spinal excitation. Let me explain it a little bit. It's like the muscle spindles are going to create more and more of a passive force production. So they're going to do the work for you, and they're going to get better at it. The GTO, the Golgi tendon organ, they're going to allow you to do it without shutting you down, because the GTOs, they're located in the tendons, and their job is to locate and to recognize high amounts of force. And when they do that, they shut the muscle down in preventing a tendon from rupturing. But over time, it gets more confident and allows you to lift more and more weight and realizes that it's not going to snap. And so it does less and less inhibition. Muscle spindles get better at not only producing more and more force, but they get better at inhibiting the antagonist. So the muscle that acts against, the muscle that's actually doing the shortening and lengthening. So it prevents any co-activation more and more. There's always going to be some, especially the more and more force, but it gets less and less of that, and that means you move faster, which is a good thing. Increases in motor unit recruitment due to maximal amounts of force, because not only are you able to recruit the motor units you're going to when you do your concentric contractions, but the anti-stretch elements like the titin, the nebulin, the tendons, and all the collagen that surrounds the muscles, they're going to actually aid in that ability to produce force. So you're going to get more and more motor unit recruitment. You're going to strengthen collagen, titin, tendons due to the resist and stretch, which is great for elasticity, overall athleticism. Jumping high, running fast. It's a good thing. So concentric contractions. Here's some of the things that we do. We use weight releasers. They're slow to maximize muscle damage. You can do them slowly, and that maximizes muscle damage, hypertrophy, strengthens connective tissue, or you can do them fast to really focus on the neuromuscular junction adaptations that we talked about. The Kratos flywheel is one of my favorites that we use, with GymAware to do the measurement, which I'm finalizing that protocol now. And then, or we just lower heavy weight, and then we get our team to actually take some weight off, and then the athlete can lift the weight up. So you can lower like 50 pounds extra, and the partner strip it, and then you stand up with the remaining weight, or just lower it. I know it was the great deadlifter Vincenello. He was the guy. He was the first guy to deadlift over 800 pounds, weighing less than 200 pounds, and he did a lot of the just eccentric lowering of heavy weights. Potential improvements to specific athletic qualities, elasticity we already talked about. So you're going to get the improved stretch shortening cycle, which helps with speed, sprint speeds. Counter movement jumps could go up. Bounding gets better, which is part of the reason why you get faster at sprinting. All because of those adaptations of titin, the tendons. They're going to get stronger and thicker and produce more and more force for you. Passive force, which is even better. Force absorption, so taking on a block, if someone is able to control eccentrically heavy loads, they're going to increase those abilities to resist stretch, which is, when you run into somebody, if you resist stretch better than they do, they're going to fall and you're going to keep going. So running through a collision. And then just overall strength. in conclusion, remember, if you aren't measuring, you're guessing. Jim Aware Cloud looks at eccentric velocity and force. You start by measuring the concentric versus eccentric. So what I do is you take how much can you lower in 3 to 4 seconds and compare that to your concentric lift, whether it's squatting, benching, whatever it is. And then if you're not at least like 20% better eccentrically, then it's a really good thing to work on. Measure the eccentric rep duration for coordination improvements, meaning if I get faster at controlling a heavy weight, then I'm getting better at coordinating that eccentric control. So anyway, Travis@gymwarrior.com. Email me with any questions or suggestions for future talks. Thank you.